Welcome to the Hypocrite style, JBP breakdown. Welcome to the Hypocrite style, JBP breakdown.
Hey, what's up, motherfuckers? It's BIGPUMPKILLA. Welcome to episode 3 of Hypocrite Style, a Joe Budden podcast breakdown. In case you don't know, what I do over here is I break down the JBP and I show examples of them being hypocrites, being industry, or just being straight up liars. And boy, did this week's podcast suck. A Jasmine Sullivan interview? Who the fuck asked for this shit? And could Joe stop with saying, oh, we're not doing that in 2021? Dude, you're doing that. That's what you're doing. And take off that fucking ugly Louis Vuitton hat. I don't care if it's Louis. It's fucking ugly and you look like an idiot. But anyway, we're gonna start this week's episode off with another special edition of Maul's old tweets. I got in this bag again this week and man, Thunder Thighs over here just never ceases to amaze with the shit he used to say. Now keep in mind while you're reading these tweets along with me that this man was 32 or 33 at the time. Let's see what Maul had to say back in the day. Alright, well here he is talking about how petrified he is of being gay. I don't get it. What straight dude is so scared of being gay? It just doesn't make sense to me unless you're actually gay. Here he is talking shit about Spanish dudes who get their eyebrows and nails done. Fast forward a couple years, he's with St. John at the nail salon once a week. Nails on fleek. Here he is, you're a faggot if you own a pair of pajamas. I'm pretty sure most dudes have a pair of pajamas. Here he is, even homophobic slurs for guacamole. He doesn't know if it's gay or not. And look at this one. He took a faggot ass nap earlier and can't sleep. So taking a nap is now gay too to him. It just never ends. And we're going to cap it off with this last one over here where he basically admits he's gay. Just woke up from a nap. Naps are for faggots. So I guess you are a faggot, right? So here's a nasty award for having the most homophobic tweets, the most angry closeted gay tweets I've ever seen. Anyway, check out my new song, New Legend. Put it out yesterday along with the Take 'Em Out freestyle. And before we get to the first clip, I got one more special segment. It's a new segment based off Ian. Can someone tell me what he does? And the name of the segment is Basic Bitch Quotes. We're going to take a look at some of his inspirational tweets that he put out to his followers this week. Let's check it out. The end result depends on how you treat the process. Well, I guess you treated the process like shit, because the end result is your podcast not having a deal. Now Rory can't afford his wedding, and Maul's gonna have to pick up an extra QP just to get his toes done this week. Underdogs shouldn't be overlooked. Can you believe this guy? Like, what is his resume? And the funniest thing is, you look in his comment section, there's always like a dozen people hyping him up or asking him for business advice. Why would you want business advice from this fucking clown? New solutions lead to new norms. Yeah, your new normal is not having a check come in that's worth anything because you fucked up. You ruined one of the best hip-hop personalities ever, one of the best hip-hop podcasts of all time, toned it down, made it PC. Fuck you, Ian. Do you ever sit back and say, wow, you know, Joe got to this level because of how he was on Everyday Struggle. And now he's not how he was on Everyday Struggle. And now you can't get a deal. Coincidence? I think not. And to the people in my comments who are like, oh, you don't want to see Joe grow. You're mad Joe got money. No. There's a difference between growing and becoming everything you stood against. If Joe was wearing these stupid ass hats and these furs and doing deals with Diddy, but still keeping it a bean, I wouldn't say a fucking thing. But he's not. He became everything he despised. And if you can't respect that, your whole perspective is whack. And yeah, I'll quote Jay, because it was before he sold out that he said that. The whole Vengers over here riding for this motherfucking middle-aged lesbian-looking motherfucker who couldn't give a fuck about the culture. Didn't say a peep about the NFL deal. Not a peep. Oh, I'm sure there's a reasoning behind it. We won't get into that. Yeah, you won't get into anything. Shut the fuck up. Wow. We got some breaking news that just slid across BIGPUMPKILLA's desk. Joe Budden has made another business move that none of his real fans endorse. There is a new female podcast on the Joe Budden Network. starring Karen Civil and Ming Lee, who I've never fucking heard about. Maybe I'm just out of touch. But wow, you know Ian was behind this one, ladies and gentlemen. Another female podcast when you know no one gives a fuck about the first one you did. Congratulations, Joe. Another move against your core fan base. The Joe Budden Network is becoming nothing but a gossip rag, ladies and gentlemen. Thank Ian. Don't just listen to these videos. Go to his Twitter account. Let him know how bad he is ruining the brand. You can't make this shit up, man. Shout out to the dude in the YouTube comments who just hit me about that. Mansa Musa. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Anyway, let's get to the first clip from episode 405. Joe and three dudes we wouldn't even know exist if it wasn't for him have some choice words for Big Pump Killa. Let's hear what they have to say.
Am I angry that we ever played dude that's dissed us 12 times? I blocked him last week. Enough of you now. You can't give a nigga an inch and take him out.
I just told you just
By
spoke
the
about
way,
it.
It
you
is so
just
true.
mentioning it, there'll be 15 more disses by the
for
morning.
sure.
Yeah, that book was good for him. Go ahead and have a blast.
keep
I
going.
just don't want to see it. Like, don't at me.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm
I
good
stopped
on
listening after 3, I think.
that. See, but that's why you can't even laugh with stranger niggas dissing you, because then they just take
Like,
your
oh, you thought that was funny? Well, I got another one.
Yeah, like,
Man.
no, you fucking loser.
Relax.
The first 4
Calm
was
down.
cool. All right.
That's what Drake was trying to tell you.
I got a point there, Firecrotch. But before I get to Joe, let me make something clear to you, Mealy Mall, and Parks, who be looking like the hobo off the expressway ramp. In the last 30 days, I've done more creative things regarding this podcast than the three of you combined since it started. Mo, what have you ever done? You sit up there like you're something, and hold up. Look at this. This dude is 39 years old, and in the last 2 episodes of the pod, he has different color laces on both shoes. You're fucking cool. You have never done anything aside from being your brother's brother or Joe's friend. You are a fucking loser. A masterclass? What are you gonna teach someone? You can't teach genetics, you stupid fuck. And Rory, what have you ever done creatively? Oh yeah, you created that thing where people get together and drink Douce. That's called a fucking party. You're not a genius. And Parks, don't even get me started. Go look on my YouTube channel right now at the first song I released, not even dissing you guys. Shake It Down. It's at like 6,000 hits, nothing crazy. But guess what? That 6,000 hits is more than the 2 music videos you released with that bum gif combined. So why don't you shut the fuck up? No one knows or gives a fuck about you unless you're mixing something for Premiere. And Joe, stop lying. You didn't block me because of the diss song. You blocked me after I posted Hypocrite Style episode 1 in your comments. That's when you didn't like it anymore, because shit got too real. There's no way you didn't find the Dilemma song hilarious until Academics posted it, and then Rory got butthurt, and then you had to make a call. But it's all good. And I'm a loser? Dude, I made some podcast disses. Most of them are like a minute long. Like, really? You went at Drake, like one of the greatest artists of our generation. You hit him with like 4 or 5 diss tracks, and like one of them was like 8 minutes long. The other ones were 4 or 5 minutes. If you combine those 4 or 5 songs, they're even longer than my 13. So I don't know what you're saying. And I'm joking, and you were dead serious. You were dead serious. But anyway, I'm not letting Firecrotch off the hook that easy. Academics might have took his foot off your neck, but I'm not. Let's see what Rory had to say also on episode 405 about Dirty Mackin' in this next clip.
No, I want to tell the Dirty Mackers, the men and the women, it gets brought back to, and I'm not just speaking for me, I'm speaking for a lot of men and women that I know. That Dirty Mac gets brought back to us, and we laugh at y'all.
Right. If you have that type of relationship.
Like, we laugh at y'all.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Y'all are weird.
Yeah.
We giggle at y'all.
Talk about that shit. Oh, he's done talking about it. Yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, I was trying to figure out, would it be easier with a right or with a left from the angle I'm sitting? That's all.
Why? I'm agreeing with you.
Okay. Just right or left, trying to figure out, maybe for the future. Who knows?
I'm getting
of
hit.
how my shoulders will go, I don't know.
I'm getting hit for agreeing.
Can you believe the nerve of this clown? Like, really, seriously. You got the nerve to come onto the pod and talk about Dirty Mac, and when you were just caught over the holidays buying a bitch a Birkin bag when you got a fiance at home. And you want to talk about Dirty Mackin'. And then you get mad when Joe kind of like subliminally acknowledges it. Like, why don't you just shut the fuck up when the topic comes up, huh? You won't say Academic's name ever again. I'd love to know what else he has on you, because you ain't said nothing and you never will. You're a fucking clown, Rory. And why are you putting an album together? You don't rap, you don't sing, you don't produce. What are you trying to do, be the redheaded version of DJ Khaled? You can't even get Emotional Oranges off the fucking ground. Why don't you worry about them? For real, at this point, you should get a Big Pump Killa verse. Like, seriously, maybe that would create some kind of a fucking buzz for this shitty fucking album you got coming. Jesus Christ. You know, like, to the listeners, like, this might be the last installment of Hypocrite Style, because I really can't listen to this shit anymore. These dudes just aren't the same. I'm not mad at their growth. I'm just mad at what the show's become. It's not a fun listen anymore. It's a hard listen. It's a hard listen. I'm sick of it. I really don't even get more than 20 minutes in anymore. You know, I skipped around a couple days ago to one of the recent pods, and they were doing like a 30-minute deep dive on Jasmine Sullivan's album. I don't give a fuck, and I know most of the fan base doesn't either. And you just told us a couple weeks ago you're not a music review podcast. Then you double down, and instead of fucking reviewing something we care about, you review that shit? Really? The fuck? So you know what I did? I did something I haven't done in years. I put on The Brilliant Idiots. And I cut that shit off after 15 minutes too, because they're just as fucking bad. Jesus, is there a good podcast anywhere anymore? Anyway, I got one more Hypocrite Style, and I'm sorry guys, I'm not searching a fucking clip of this shit, but if you're a real fan, you know how much these guys have been shitting on 6ix9ine and how he's a snitch and this and that and whatever. I'm not a 6ix9ine fan or anything, but isn't it just the craziest Hypocrite Style how these dudes just ride for Hove to the bloody end? Meanwhile, Jay-Z has FBI informant Desiree Perez as an executive at Roc Nation. And she's everywhere with him, she's everywhere with Meek, and no one says anything. It's just fucking insane, man. It's fucking insane. And that's really it this week, guys. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't know if I'm really like done with the pod. Like I said, when I did the first diss, I was basically like at my wit's end as a listener. I kept doing it because the people liked it, but I don't know. I'm waiting for things to like start happening in the industry, and I'm gonna start doing the industry shakedown. But on the real, I can't listen to these guys anymore. Let me know, like, if it gets any better. Come back to my comments. Tell me it got better. I'll check back in. But I just can't fuck with these dudes anymore. I mean, look at Maul. He's 39 years old. Look at how he dresses. Look at how he acts. I'm not listening to a dude like that. I'm not. Look at Rory. He's a fucking clown. Joe's 40 years old, and all he cares about is Instasnap, taking pictures of his food like a fucking teenage girl. It's disgusting. And he wants to talk about knowing his worth and getting a deal. Dude, you're on Clubhouse like 6 hours a day talking for free. And that Clubhouse shit is trash. A bunch of nobodies having conversations no one wants to hear. But there you are, partaking in it. Why? Because it's cool right now. And you gotta hop on that wave. But I don't know, guys. It's been really hard getting through these podcasts. I don't know when the next Hypocrite Style will come. Industry shakedown will come as soon as something's worthwhile to talk about. Until then, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be dropping music here and there on the channel, so check it out if you want. If not, kick rocks.
Kill.